So this is actually a really important video, and it is going to be applicable to everyone, regardless of what you believe. You can be atheist, you can believe what I believe, you could be whatever. A lot of this is going to be applicable, no matter what you believe, but it is going to be most applicable to those who believe in the Most High, like me. But if you're willing to believe something different than me and still listen to what I have to say, I promise it's going to be worth it for you. Anybody who is on a spiritual awakening journey, I will say, or who wants to continue in that. So I've actually made videos on this in the past before, but I need to expound on it and just revisit it because it's been brought to my attention yet again, so we're going for it again. This all has to do with sex, lust, and your life force energy. Then we're going to look at that in sexual addiction and spiritual bondage in that matter, and how that correlates to people who have great creative giftings and like lots of potential and gifting that they have to put out into this world. So there's a connection and a correlation between sex, sexual energy, that sort of addiction and bondage, and people who are gifted in this reality. This is probably going to be a much longer video. Please bear with me. I've got to honestly cover a lot. I'm going to start by saying this reality clearly has been trying to shove down creativity and free thinking for a long time. Based on the way that society is structured, you can very clearly gather that free thinking is actually the greatest threat to society as we know it. And everything that is present about this world is also mirrored in the spiritual realm. So if this reality hates free thinking and creativity, it means that the spiritual powers that be also are the most threatened and hate creativity, out of the box thinking, artistry. That sort of mind is the biggest threat. This is because humankind is created in the image of Source. I know him as Yahuah, the Most High. However you want to think about it, we are all little mini versions of an eternal, all-knowing being. We are created in this lesser part of a greater whole. One is everything and all is contained in one. That's dabbling into the metaphysical side of it. We're not going to go into it. It's a whole other video. This creator of all things, the source that you come from, is light and love eternally and desires for you, whether you're male or female, you made in the image of him, containing his spark, regardless of what you believe, his desire for this creation is to be more like him, to grow in wisdom and understanding of this world of reality, of things of the physical world, but things of the spiritual nature. We are meant to have dominion over this earth, to be even higher than the angels in spiritual authority. We are his sons and daughters, okay? His desire for humankind is to continually awaken and to become Elohim, gods ourselves. And that sounds like blasphemy, but it is literally just the truth. The goal of the enemy, the one who rules this world, this plane of existence, desires to keep you trapped in this 3D reality. So that this world is structured to get your mind to think a certain way, to see this world as purely physical, that there's nothing else outside of that, that you are just a meat suit, that you're not an eternal being. It's designed to trap you in fight or flight and consumption and dependence on the system. It pumps your body filled with crap that keeps you at a low vibrational state, teaching you the opposite of what's good. The medical system plays a part in this. It's not actually trying to get you well, it's trying to keep you contained. In TikTok, this is my own beliefs here, okay? I am just me. I don't even have a college degree. It's my speculation. These are my thoughts that I'm processing here, okay? In any way possible, basically, the enemy throws things at you to try to keep you trapped in this reality so that you don't ascend higher and break out of it, to pass from death to life, to pass from spirit, or to pass from flesh into spirit. Some people are trapped by gluttony. Some people are trapped by the love of money and the love of material things, or the desire for fame or success. But more often than not, those with intense creative abilities, giftings, the ability to see this world in ways that other people can't, the desire to change the world and to bring darkness into light, those type of people, they are not usually distracted as much by fame and glory. I mean, they can be, but not as distracted by some of the other things. They're not as attacked some of the other ways. Most often, the largest battle that somebody with intense gifting is going to have to overcome is sexual addiction and sexual lust, and overcoming that part of your flesh. And again, this is applicable to anybody, no matter what you believe, because human bodies are designed the same way, regardless of what your faith is. And the human body has a flow of energy, and it can change dependent on which vibrational frequency you're operating at. Your body literally changes as you go from like a purely physical being inside to a more spiritual being inside. Your body and your DNA changes. Where your sexual energy gathers is in the lowest part of your energetic body. In order to reach the fullest part of your awakening, the energy has to travel all the way up through the 7 seals, the 7 chakras, which literally just means wheels. We have wheels within wheels, okay? In order to fully experience the fullness of your inhabitation of the body, where you are fully developed as a spiritual being, all of this has to be unlocked and fully experienced. And if you are addicted to sex in your sexual energy, you are continually spending that energy externally from your body, and it's not gathering and working its way up to fuel your further awakening, the furthering of your creative energy. And so this is why this reality is this way, with sex everywhere and lust everywhere and clothing everywhere, and feminism is about being able to show your body and do whatever you want. This is because the greatest threat to the enemy in the spirit realm and in this physical reality, the greatest threat is those who can look behind the veil, those who can notice things, those who think outside the box, those who create, okay? This is the greatest gifting that the Father can give you. A lot of people think that like being an artist, being a singer, being a musician, like in certain areas, they're like, when you're really, really gifted, like you're praised for being really, really good. But everybody else is like, it's not a worthy thing to like be a math teacher, do math or science, or be a doctor or be a teacher. Like there's like respectable professions, but like art and music is less pushed because it's like less of a gifting, less impactful in this reality. And that's the perception that needs to change, because in all reality, musicians and artists were the first ones filled with the Holy Spirit, filled with the Ruach HaKodesh in the Old Testament. They are going to be the ones that change the world, that bring the darkness to light. They're the ones that can see the darkness to begin with. And so, to summarize all of this, I've been rambling. I told you this is a long video. A huge part, like you are not going to reach the highest heights that you can reach in your awakening journey if you are still chained by sexual bondage. And this is something that I literally have experienced firsthand. I have an intense, crazy sexual history with bondage with an abusive ex, and there's lots of different things, and it's part of my testimony. There's no secrets. If you're curious, I can make more videos. I've shared my testimony in the past. Regardless, I've been attacked sexually my entire life, developed a sort of like sexual bondage as an adult. Overcoming this sexual attack on my life has been the biggest hurdle in my life, but I'm learning that it is because this is the way the enemy has tried to counteract the gifting inside me, the calling inside me. And so I'm learning. I'm in this period in my life now where I'm learning what it is and being filled with an energy that is so beyond what I've ever experienced. So I highly encourage you to, meditate on that and think on that and stop letting things steal the energy that's meant to fuel something greater. Shalom.